In the headlines, bandits ambush onion traders in Sokoto, kill 1, abduct 6. Outrage in Lokoja as stepmother inflicts life-threatening injury on minor. PDP internal crisis takes another dimension as Governor Wike accuses Governor Obaseki of betrayal. And Russia-Ukraine talks to resume Tuesday as 2 killed in Kiev housing block strike. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. Hello and welcome. Bandits have killed 1 person, leaving 6 others injured when they fired gunshots at a truck conveying onion traders and their commodity along Sokoto-Goronyo Road on Sunday. The chairman of Goronyo local government area, Abdul Wahab Goronyo, who confirmed the attack, said that the bandits ambushed the traders along Kwanandenjira. He said the traders were on their way to the southern part of the country after making bulk purchases at Goronyo Sunday Market in Sokoto State. The council chairman said the bandits used firewoods to block their road while the truck ran over it and fell, adding that the bandits also abducted some of their traders whose identities are yet to be ascertained. According to him, the bandits had rustled several animals at a Gerdoli village and expressed worry over the activities of informants in the area, noting that the bandits stormed the areas shortly after the military returned from their routine patrol in the area. Elsewhere, Niger State government says the joint security operatives comprising the army, the police and other security agencies killed several bandits in the Mariga local government area of the state in the last 3 days, during which 317 cattle and 73 sheep were recovered. State Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Internal Security, Emmanuel Umar, disclosed this on Monday while briefing newsmen in Mina, the state capital. He said 2 security agents were injured during the operation and were being treated at a medical facility. Meanwhile, the 3 Chinese expatriates abducted by a terrorist at the Zungeru Hydroelectric Power Dam in Wushishi local government area of Niger State are still in captivity 2 months after. Umar said the state government is working in collaboration with the federal government to secure the release of the experts. The Chinese engineers were abducted on January 4th when the terrorists attacked officials working on a transmission line tower along Gusase village. 2 persons were killed in the process. Still ahead, Advocates Sans Frontières, otherwise known as Lawyers Without Borders, has convened its second dialogue between civil society and the police to continue its advocacy on human rights violations by security agencies in Nigeria. The dialogue, which focuses on issues regarding torture while in police detention, extrajudicial killings and also harassment, seeks to collaborate with the police on how to address the lingering issues and chart a course forward. Sagir Ibrahim has more.
Strengthening the national actors' capacities and advocacy for ending serious human rights violations in Nigeria, otherwise known as the SAFE Project, is an initiative of Advocates Sans Frontières in collaboration with the European Union, among other stakeholders, to champion the implementation of human rights, the Anti-Torture Act, and building advocacy around issues regarding police brutality, extrajudicial killings, among other human rights abuses. According to the head of office of Advocates Sans Frontières in Nigeria, Angela Uzoma Iwuchukwu, she explains that the Situation Room was created to improve partnership between civil society and the police to address issues regarding implementation and promotion of human rights in Nigeria.
We acknowledge the fact that a lot had happened, also given the aftermath of the NSAS protest, and we wanted to make sure that it is clear to everyone that the civil society and the police are working together to promote human rights. The SAFE Project, as we saw in the video, is really addressing key issues of human rights violations, particularly as it pertains to the use of torture by security personnel in Nigeria, and also issues of extrajudicial killings and arbitrary detention.
Representing the European Union, the head of Governance, Peace and Migration section, Clément Boutillier, says the project remains important as it targets human rights violations as well as addressing the root causes of conflicts.
The SAFE project is a very important one from the European Union because it's targeted at addressing human rights violations, torture, extrajudicial killings and arbitrary detentions. It's both an issue of human rights, and also it's an issue of addressing the root causes of conflicts in Nigeria.
Also, the program director of Carmelite Prisoners Interest Organization, Father Ambrose Ekiroko, faulted the EndSARS protest as well as other attacks on security personnel as the result of continuous violation of the rights of Nigerians by security agencies.
We saw EndSARS coming, where people are beginning to push back and complain about the excessive use of force by the security forces in the country. All of these are as a result of the lingering situation or cases of human rights violation.
On his part, the acting Force Public Relations Officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, pledged the commitment of the force to name and shame officers who violate citizens' rights.
We have trust deficit. People still don't believe in us. Like I told PROs, thank God Edokon is there. I said the new system is name and shame them. If a policeman who has been sent to go and enforce the law is the one killing, attacking, suppressing, harassing Nigerians, why are you hiding such a person? Let Nigerians know the name of the person and what he has done. You see so many videos trending on social media. We have ICT officers that will track them, forward to us, and forward to the CPs to try. So in as much as we know that our men always misbehave on the field, we want CSOs, individuals, Nigerians, to believe in us that we don't pamper them.
The Police and Civil Society's Situation Room Dialogue is a product of the SAFE project, which was commissioned in 2018. The Situation Room Dialogue is the second meeting of the stakeholders who first met in the year 2021. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
And in a very disturbing news, a mother of two, Elizabeth Abu, has been arrested in Lokoja for inflicting heavy degree of burns on a 5-year-old stepson, David Ewogolu, for cutting his own cloth to make duster. Kogi State government ordered the arrest of the suspected woman on Monday when it got to the winds of the life-threatening maltreatment of the young David, a Class 2 pupil in earlier primary school in Lokoja. Governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, instructed the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development Commissioner, Fatima Buba, to take the case up immediately and ensure that justice is done over the cruel act. Narrating his ordeal in a painstaking voice, the minor said he received the injuries on his buttock from a whipping he got from his stepmother for using part of his cloth to make duster, noting that despite his pleadings, his stepmother kept beating him with a cane until his buttock developed into heavy sore, which looks like it got burnt with a hot electric iron. A very sad story there indeed. Now, land dispute between Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and Kaduna State government may linger as the state government maintains its earlier stand on revoking the institution's College of Agriculture land. Fatima Salaladen has more.
The state government says in a press briefing that the institution has violated the trust given to them.
Kasubda had noted the press release issued by Ahmadu Bello University, signed by Director, Public Affairs Directorate, dated 10 March 2022. The statement sought to portray the fenced portion as the total extent of land allocated to G item 1060 in a fulfilled bid to conceal the unlawful excision and subdivisions that had taken place at the College of Agric Mandu. Satellite image of the site showed that the land allocated extends beyond the fence, and a physical inspection will further confirm this portion. ABU statement tries to shrink the G item to 1060 from its 1965 size in a vain to attempt to pretend that the portion illegally excised and subdivided were never part of the original allocation. This is the first time that Kasubda had seen an instance where a landowner admits ownership of less than its full allocation.
And on the issue of land for animal grazing for the institution, the state government says it has set aside a new land for that purpose.
The area that is going to be reserved for the existing School of Agric, which is about close to 120 hectares, is for the academic aspect of it and the residential development of the institute. I've told you that the agricultural aspect of it, which is the livestock experimental station, is going to be moved away from the city center. You could notice that over almost 60 years back, these places were forests. And now you can see how it's been sandwiched with residential development. And that is what even prompted the Institute of Agri to carry out this illegal subvention of plots.
It will be recalled that the Kaduna State government has demolished the fence of the institution and has marked the land in contention for residential, commercial, recreational and public use, which will be divided into about 529 plots covering an area of 133.89 hectares. Fatima Sada Laden, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
There you go. Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union has threatened to shut down colleges of education across the country over claims that the federal government refused to release the 15 billion naira revitalization fund it promised since 2018. The president of the union, Smart Olugbeko, stated this on Monday in a statement. The union asked Nigerians to hold the federal government responsible if it shut down colleges of education, and also called on the government to demonstrate genuine concern for teacher education in the way issues concerning the subsector in education. According to the union, the implication of the non-release of the fund is the deplorable conditions of the teaching learning infrastructure that would have been addressed if the fund is released. This is coming hours after the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, extended its warning strike for another 2 months. Hours after intense disagreement over the hike in price and shortage of Jet A1 aviation fuel, airline operators and oil marketers have reached a resolution to peg aviation fuel at 500 naira per litre in the interim. The price is to run for 3 days, pending the determination of a substantive price. The Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mele Kyari, disclosed this at the end of the resumed stakeholders meeting. He added that the airline operators would be given licenses to import aviation fuel as requested by the chairman of Airpeace, who also disclosed that with the latest development, Nigerians should expect to pay 85,000 naira for air ticket per seat.
And the 3 days that they will close, the basis of pricing, because the lowest we have seen as at this morning is 445, and another high of 605. There's a trader that is selling at 630. We don't think this is normal, and therefore we discounted it. So without any science around it or logic, and let me emphasize, we agreed that they will sell it for the next 3 days at 500 naira to the liter, and on day 3 or day 4, they will switch to the new formula that everyone can access and can compute. And lastly, as requested by the Airline Operators Association of Nigeria, they will be granted license by the authority to import petroleum product, particularly ATK, so that they can have a way of benchmarking the sales from other customers. They can also bring in cheaper product whenever it is possible.
We thank you. We thank the public. And even though at 500, our unit cost per seat, now we come down to about 85,000. If we remain at 500, unit cost per seat for a 110-seater aircraft. That is the truth. Bearing, insurance and other things. That is our pain. I wish we could buy this fuel at 200 so that Nigerian passengers and everyone will be able to afford flying. That is our predicament. So the public should understand if there is a shift from what they are paying now and what they are going to pay soon, because it's open here about what is happening. Anybody can calculate it.
The last thing I think any marketer wants is to create a situation where the general public have to pay hand over fist or over and beyond what the going rate for any product is. I think the resolution that we reached today is one that's amiable, and we look forward to working with our colleagues in the aviation sector so that we continue to deliver cost-efficient fuel to the Nigerians.
At least we have come to terms. We have agreed on a number of things that will help the industry. Moving forward, we have a basis and the baseline for us to work. Speaking about the minds of Nigerians, what they want and what will happen, and today it has happened. It's the positive side of it. Thank you very much. We'll make our report available by the grace of God as early as tomorrow for planning for them to consider. We thank you for this very wonderful opportunity, and we thank God above all for the life, good health He has given direction He has given us to solve this matter. Our prayer, like my brother just mentioned, or Toby, is that we pray that you will follow up GMD to ensure that what we have agreed will not come again to have a discussion on it. It's not a prayer. However, I will give it to you and all others that we are going to put it in the clouds there for a monitor of this particular discussion to ensure it is implemented to the fullest, so that we will have a very good instrument for us all to work with.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up, you get to see the story about the history behind Kaltungo brave men. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Here are our top stories. Bandits have killed one person, leaving 6 others injured when they fired gunshots at a truck conveying onion traders and their commodity along Sokoto-Goroyo Road on Sunday. And a mother of 2 has been arrested in Lokoja for inflicting heavy degree of burns on a 5-year-old stepson, David Uwogolu, for cutting his own cloth to make a duster. Still ahead, Nigeria has recorded 12 new cases of COVID-19 across 4 states across the country. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, in its update for Monday, March 14th, said the data showed 1 person discharged after recovering from the COVID infection. According to the NCDC record, no person died of COVID complications, keeping the fatality figure at over 3,000. So far, a total of over 200,000 infections have been confirmed in the country, with over 200,000 recoveries. A professor of public health, Akin Osogu, and chairman Experts Review Committee of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, says available resources have been committed to stem the tide possible reinvention of white poliovirus and improve and combat the circulating variant of the virus. He said this at a reconvened Expected Review Committee ERC meeting convened by the agency to prevent and control possible infiltration of the white poliovirus.
Essentially, the Expert Review Committee meeting has been reconvened proactively to ensure that we are able to be in a position to stem the possible importation of the wild polio virus and also to improve immunization to combat the circulating variant of the polio virus in the country. Well, the main challenge, of course, as I mentioned earlier on, is because now the world is a small village in terms of any outbreak anywhere, any country at risk means all of us are at risk. So that's a challenge in itself. Of course, the other challenges will be the challenges of financing the response. You know, financing the response, including the surveillance that is required. It will also include, of course, the laboratory services that are needed to back up, including sequencing, you know, periodic. So it requires some investments. So that in itself might be some challenge. But what is most important is the commitment of the government. And that commitment is what has manifested in the rapid reactivation of this committee even before any case has been reported in Nigeria. So that to me is, looks like we will be on top of it.
Kaltungo Traditional Council in Gombe State, once traditional heritage site where brave men of the kingdom hunt for decades, preserved to attract tourists to the state. Paramount traditional ruler Mai Kaltungo Saleh Muhammad transcends to Pantum Mountain, located in the outskirts of Kaltungo town, on a special visit to the monument. Ibrahim Ismail follows the entourage and Fazem this report.
Pantum Mountain is naturally blessed with clean water, vegetation and a stream where people swim for luxury. For years, the people of Kaltungo Kingdom have been in charge here.
This is where our forefathers used to come for hunting. Sometimes they even spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks, some even 1 month. There is a cave, so big caves that you can enter. If nobody see you, somebody will be fasting. You will see the person, but he won't see you because you are in the cave. So that cave is like a protective place. Like there are some birds. We have some guinea fowl, pigeons. That's wild pigeons, not domestic pigeons. So that's why they used to stay and lay their eggs. And some other reptiles. Crocodiles used to be here before. And baboons, gorillas, even lion and tigers, they used to be here. But due to hunting, the hunters are now more in numbers than the animals. So they are no more here. They are scared away.
The Mai Kaltungo is on a special visit to the site in an effort to ensure adequate security in the area as he moves to upgrade the place to a modern tourist site.
And we have forbidden cutting down of trees or cutting down any shrubs. We want the forest to retain its shape like before, so that the place will be a real place of relaxing and all this. And we will try and liaise with our people who have money in their hands to come and build maybe a small hotel which people can come and rent and enjoy themselves for the weekend. That's what this is all about. And then to draw attention of my people, to draw attention of our youth, so that we cannot lose any more youth again as from today. And we hope as from now onwards, in years to come, maybe when we come back next year, we will see some difference maybe. Right. And years to come, maybe we will see hotels springing on both sides of this stream. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it, Your Highness. Best of luck. People from various parts of the country used to come here to rest.
My name is Ibrahim Haruna. I'm from this village actually. So I came here purposely to come and bath, fresh water. That's in the olden days, our parents used to come here to fetch water. So this place had been a very good place and the water is very clean, pure. Nobody has ever drink this water and complain of any kind of disease or any kind of waterborne disease. So this place is a very good place.
The Kaltungo Traditional Council is now seeking for investors to transform Pantum Mountain to a tourist park for revenue generation. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
A very interesting piece there. And now let's talk politics. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has accused his Edo State counterpart, Governor Godwin Obaseki, as a politician who is given to serial betrayal of those who helped to advance his political aspiration. Governor Wike made the accusation at the inauguration of the community secondary school Omanwa in Ikwere local government area of the state.
If you watch and if you ask anybody, if you go and check the DNA of Godwin Obaseki, what you see in that DNA is betrayal, serial betrayal, and ungratefulness. The DNA of Obaseki is what? Betrayal, serial betrayal, and ungratefulness. Let me stand today to apologize to Adams Oshimole, who has been vindicated by telling us that we will see the true color, we will see the insincerity, we will see the ungratefulness of Governor Obaseki. So let me apologize to Adams Oshimole and to say you have been vindicated. You're right. We were wrong. I've never seen people who are so ungrateful in life. I've never seen people who can betray everything in life, never speak the truth. I will never betray anyone.
Senator Kabiru Marafa-led faction of the All Progressive Congress APC in Zamfara State on Monday boycotts court sitting on suit challenging the legality of Congresses and exclusion of their members by APC, citing insecurity as the reason for their non-appearance. The faction, through their lawyers, claimed to have written to the Zamfara State Chief Judge, Justice Kulu Aliu, requesting security guarantee in the court premises. Political thugs attacked the legal team of the faction during the last court sitting in Gusau. The report. We'll bring you that report subsequently. And now in business, oil prices dropped 3% on Monday amid reinforced diplomatic efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Brent crude, the global oil benchmark, shed 3.20%, trading at $109.1 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate also declined over 3% to $105.5 per barrel. According to reports, the development is coming on the heels of the meeting between Ukrainian and Russian negotiators on Monday via video link after both sides cited progress. Negotiators had given their most optimistic assessments after weekend negotiations, hinting there could be positive results within days. The issue intensified as the United States banned the importation of coal, gas and oil from Russia, a major oil exporter, which accounts for about 7 million barrels per day of the crude and refined fuel, representing around 7% of global supplies. In Nigeria, it is expected that the downward trend in oil prices will provide succor to increasing diesel prices, while at the same time reducing importation expenses on refined petroleum products. The price of automotive gas, also known as diesel, had surpassed 600 naira per litre after crossing the 500 mark at X-Depot. And on the foreign scene, talks between Russian and Ukrainian officials are expected to resume on Tuesday. Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister Iryna Vereshchuk says more than 4,000 people were evacuated from frontline Ukrainian cities on Monday. Vereshchuk accuses Russian forces of firing on civilians in the Kiev region. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has sought to extend martial law in the country for an additional 30 days from March 24th. Ukrainian Emergency Service says a strike on a housing block in Kiev has killed at least 2 people as the several areas of the capital came under attack. Meanwhile, Russia has said there is no risk of a food shortage on the domestic market and cautioned consumers against rushing out to stock up on staples after the West slapped sanctions on Russia. And that's it on news updates. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thank you for watching.